It's a wonderful moment when you first find a poem on the sidewalk, you first read it, and you feel like it's talking to you.
It was good. I was really surprised because I mean, a lot of artists in Cambridge, so I figured, you know, probably a lot of people submitting. So
I had written the poem in 2002, but when I saw the Sidewalk Poetry contest, I don't know, I just thought, why not try it?
That was the first poem I'd ever submitted for any sort of contest, or like tried to get published in any way whatsoever.
And so I just decided, yeah, let me see if I can write something.
And I honestly think that the fact that I'm 84 made a difference. I think, you know, there were some very young and some very old. I think they like that.
And when I received the email that telling me that I was one of the 5 winners, I was jumping, I was laughing, crying. I was mixed emotion.
I was very excited and called everybody I knew immediately.
it was great. I've never had a poem published in a poetry review or anything like that, but I've got this. So I'll say I prefer this.
I have to say I was totally flabbergasted.
And it's pretty exciting. And my first publication was in the street and not in any sort of paper medium. Yeah, but since then I've really switched my focus from fiction to poetry.
It was wonderful. When this was stamped, I could say, well, now I'm a published writer, published in concrete, so it's pretty permanent.
No, my poems just, you know, they don't usually go beyond me.
You're like engraved in Cambridge history, kind of. Yeah, it was very exciting.
Have like my poem here, and anyone walk through this sidewalk and read my poem.
Yeah, I mean, it's really fun to think that they're just out here all the time. Like, in the times when no one's around, in the times when the street's totally empty, in the times when it's packed with people.
This is so cool. I'm glad to, like, not just to see it, but to see, like, that it's by a well-used park, and like that it's, you know, it's not, I don't know, it's a nice space. It's good.
This is titled A Mother's Wish. It's about our son Lucas, and he was really happy that it was chosen and stamped.
And my poem's about dance. Then you've been touched by the power of dance.
I remember writing it and thinking, you know, it was such a sort of stupid, simple idea. And then I wrote it out and was like, yeah, I like that. That's good. That works for me.
My poem is about bookstores.
Stay. Bookstore, I love you. The title of my poem, Where Were You Born?
I mean, it sounds corny or hokey, but the first 4 lines came to me all at once, right off the bat.
I don't know, it's a really accessible art form. First try. Give yourself a break. Don't be so hard on yourself.
And I find the whole thing heartwarming. I find the project heartwarming.
Some of the nurses who knew me or knew Lucas have walked over to see it.
I am coming from a culture that literature and poem, it is like big things.
There's all these opportunities all through the city where, you know, people can read poems.
I think there's a lot of people who have an idea of what poetry is, of sort of this maybe more like elitist, you know, sort of fancy, that's not something I do.
The Nightingale and I. On the street, among the ash, I lifted my head and saw I was alone. So I think that there's something really nice about it being the community, the idea that any moment you could actually be walking past one of the people who wrote one of these poems.
Writing poetry allows you to capture people's stories where you can convey an awful lot in a very short period of time.
It's a really simple way to sort of share the human experience.
We all knew it was a possibility that he would die young. So, and he did. He died when he was 25.
But it's very powerful, very has a lot of meaning.
I wonder sometimes if anybody does stop to dance.
I think it's just like so phenomenal to have community-based art, which in some ways is far more similar to like historical forms of the way that people were making and consuming art.
I think it's very important, but I think a lot of people aren't exposed to it, which is too bad. I think if they're exposed to it on the sidewalk, that's a good start.
That really means a lot to me. And in advance, I thank everyone read my poem.
And so it's always felt good that the words in this poem, you know, evoke a lot of emotion from people.
I mean, I think it's like an invitation to enter a different world almost.
It's really delightful.
I hope to get another one stamped someday.
Flocks of little word birds flying out your door.
First tries often fail, and it's your first time living.
Tears of joy from my heart for you to keep.
The Nightingale and I, together.
Just try it this once and see how you feel.
Are you still asking where I was born? Thank you.